Oh my gosh, are you still okay? I feel like such a bad host. I didn't even, offer you anything. I always get so lost in the moment whenever I'm in this. I don't know. Whenever I'm having fun, I just forget stuff. But are you seriously still fine and comfortable? Okay, good. Oh, so embarrassing. I wish they invented like robots or something that could actually do stuff, not just sweep the floor. They need to invent robots that can move and, carry stuff, open doors. That would be really awesome. But yeah, I don't know. It's so funny how we always feel embarrassed about stuff and no one even knows or cares. Like, you didn't even know, but I feel so embarrassed. It's almost like we have like a code that we have to live by, and if we don't, it makes us feel less than civilized. And nobody wants to feel less than civilized. I was just thinking about this time. I I love exercise. Well, running. I feel like it just clears my mind and helps me helps me think. When you run, and not on a treadmill. It has to be on an open road. I need that sense of space and freedom. And when I run, it's like I'm not there. And I could go on for hours and hours, and I still feel like it's only been a couple of minutes. It just feels like you're in a different world. And I remember I was running on the main road, and it was a few years, maybe 5 years or something, after grade school, and I saw one of my teachers on the road. I was listening to music, just running, minding my own business, and I see one of my teachers waving at me, and I get super excited, and she was amazing. Her name was Mrs. literally Mrs. Love, and she was our history teacher, and she used to make us do things in a very particular way, and we had to cut the edges of our worksheets on the line, and if you cut the line off, then you'd have to start again. That's how hectic it was, but I loved her precision, and it helped me in my work now because I have to be very precise in my profession. And so I see her waving at me, and I'm like, oh, yay. And she goes past, she's driving obviously, and she drives past, and I am walking back. So, like, probably 15 minutes later, I'm walking back, and I feel a draft. And I'm like, what's going on? A draft in a very particular place. And I look down, and turns out that my pants have ripped in a very delicate place. And I think that's what she was trying to do when she was waving and honking her horn. I think she was trying to tell me. And then obviously still in the middle of the road, and I'm like, hi. That was really embarrassing. No, I remember I had to literally just walk with my legs together until I got all the way home. That was silly. But then it makes you think, like, how many people saw and didn't say anything? I feel like I traumatized myself without knowing. But that's the thing with embarrassment. It's like when you do something that you wouldn't normally do without knowing that you're doing it. I think that's embarrassment to me. But it was kind of funny. I mean, yeah, I don't think I've ever been or have ever felt embarrassed in a way that made me really sad or that made me feel weird for a long time. It's always just been embarrassing and then funny. I mean, it's not really a big deal in the bigger scheme of things, I always say, because you never know what's going to happen next. I mean, the good thing that came out of that was I got new running shorts. I don't know. Not everything has to have a reason either. It's just sometimes things happen. Doesn't really matter why, except to just laugh about it. I mean, have you ever had an embarrassing? Yeah, that's true. I was embarrassed, I guess. I didn't think about that. Yeah, it was, because now if I ever see, I was just thinking if I ever see her again, what am I going to say? Okay, so I guess for me, embarrassment is not the actual thing that happens, that's fine, but it's having to see the people who saw the my junk. Having to see them again would be pretty awkward. Yeah, it's only embarrassing because I know her. See, because when I was walking back, I wasn't. So the strangers didn't. It was just funny, but because I know her, that would embarrass. Wow, that's deep. I didn't know how far. I think I traumatized myself again by realizing. I mean, what about you? Do you have any embarrassing stories? What's the most embarrassing thing that you've ever done? And did you go through seeing the people again that saw the thing, or was it just something that happened in public and then to a bunch of strangers and you never have to deal with it ever again? I think it, I don't know which is worse. Because I mean, if you don't deal with it, then you just brush it off, but then you might feel bad. And then if you do deal with it and you see that the other person's reaction is not that strong, then you feel less bad about it. So, yeah, I mean, what do you think? What are your experiences?